To be honest, I've never actually done one of these walking videos, so I might as well, since I'm here alone and not disturbing anybody in the middle of the forest, and it keeps the bears away. So, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Trish. I've been teaching voiceovers for several years, and I've been a full-time talent for over 20. I love this business, and I just have some thoughts about what I see from people that are pursuing it and how the business has changed over the years. One of the first things that I did when I first started in voiceover 20 plus years ago, which is even more true now, is understanding the business and getting a coach. Now, the online pay-to-plays didn't exist when I started. Agencies and like talent agents existed, obviously, but there were no online anything. Every time I hear a rustle, they're just squirrels. But I really just see so many people not wanting to get the education that it really takes to do this. And they fail over and over and over again. And I don't know how many, how many people I have to talk to and, and try to tell them, like, if you want to do this, if you want to make money doing this, you absolutely have to learn how, whatever that takes for you, and please do not pursue this business if you don't have money to invest yet. It's really, really, really tough to find work without putting money into it for coaching or for any kind of lessons. If you went out and bought a microphone and then you put yourself on a pay-to-play, $500 or more sometimes, or if you're just trying to, get work and free stuff on Twitter, it doesn't work, guys. Like, if you want to be paid, if you want to do hobbyist stuff, by all means, go for it. It's definitely fun to do if you can get some, there's no limit to, and there's definitely plenty of opportunities for character work for people that are, again, anybody putting it together that doesn't have a budget is usually a hobbyist also. Most startups should have some money to pay you to do your work, but if they don't have money, then I wouldn't recommend, you can do free stuff, but don't think that it's going to get you anywhere, unfortunately. Now, I do commercials and narration. Ooh, I'm at a trailhead here. Gosh, there's just so many ways to do this, guys. But I do commercials and short form narration. That's the type of work that I do. And I've managed to make a living at it, but I started with education. So if it's something that you really truly want to do and make a living doing, or even make a decent side income, you got to learn the business first. You got to learn the performance side. A lot of people come to me and they have theater backgrounds, they have radio backgrounds, not everybody, but you don't have to have a performance background to be successful in VO. Know that, at least. Like, one of my most successful students was a dentist, or is a dentist, and she's building her VO on the side, and she's already booked a bunch of work through my Violet Dream program. So, it works if you treat it like a college, sort of like going to college. I always tell people, it's usually about 2 years from start to finish before you really start to book work. Not for everybody. There's, of course, exceptions. Some people make it work faster than that. But plan about 2 years between learning, treat it like an associate's degree. That's kind of really where the people that get really serious about this are the most successful. You're not going to make any money. You may land a $50, $100, a $35 job here and there. But it's not going to pay the bills. It's not going to, and it doesn't, once that job is over, you do that job and it's super exciting to get your first job. And then when you don't get another one for months or even a year or more, it hurts. So I'm just here to kind of explain, and kind of just be my ADHD brain And what I see people trying to do over the years, I'm good at pattern recognition with the ADHD, and I feel like there are so many people, and I know a lot of you out there are also ADHD. And I want to tell you that this is not an easy way to make money, and you need to spend the time on it. It is possible with your ADHD brain, but you need to figure out how to make it work. It doesn't just happen, and it's not going to be consistent until you sit down and actually get serious about it. I took lessons, I had a coach. That's how I got my performance level up and understood the pattern actually of commercials and commercial reading. And then I learned, some short form narration, which I do a lot of. And those are the things that will sustain you and sustain a business. But unfortunately, if you're just chasing after the pay-to-plays or chasing after auditions all the time, I get my work mostly without auditions. So I'm just here to kind of let you guys know that it is possible, but you do need to approach it seriously. You need to be serious about learning it. And it does cost money to, it just without the microphone, without the home studio, the lessons, classes, just take a class. Take a class and decide if you really want to do this. I have something called the 6 Pillars coming up. You can check that out on the link in my profile, but it's something that I just feel like people need that framework. The 6 Pillars are basically my observation of all of the things that I see that everybody that has success in this, everybody that has success in VO has these 6 things in common. Do you need all 6 before going out into the world to look for work? No, not really. But there are technique, absolutely. If you don't learn technique, you will not book work because you're up against people like me that are already making a living doing this. So, and I'm not saying it's so hard to kind of explain to people in a diplomatic way that this business is not a make money fast, and it's not a make money overnight. It is absolutely, I guess those mean the same thing, but make money cheap, I should say. So it's not a cheap business to get into, and it's not a quick business to get into. Spend the time, learn the craft, build your business in order to give yourself the best chance at success. I'm going to make sure that I don't break an ankle here, so I hope you have a great day. Thought for you also is that if you don't want to learn this business, you may want to consider something else. This is one of those, it's a performance-based business, and if you're looking at it as just an easy way to make money, please don't do it. You will wind up on the worst kind of spiral of trying to find work and not making any money and spending all of your time trying to get the work. And it's because you don't educate yourself on it. So I know it must be, it's a little harsh to say this, but I'm going to tell you from watching hundreds, if not thousands of people try their hand at this, if you do not have the passion for the business to learn about it and to learn how to get into it properly, don't do it.